Hello, welcome back to another episode of What We're Talking About on Wednesday. Today is February the 12th, 2020. We are 2 days away from Valentine's Day. We are another week in Black History Month. Now, as I mentioned last week, I was going to be doing a weekly sort of moment in Black history for Canada specifically, as I am Canadian. So this week, excuse me, I'm looking at my computer. This week we are looking at Julius Alexander Isaac, a native of Grenada, was named Chief Justice of the Federal Court of Canada. He becomes the first Black Chief of Justice in Canada and the first to serve on the federal court. And this was back in 1991. So congratulations to Julius Alexander Isaac for making history as a Black man working in the federal court and being, being Black excellence. Bravo to you. So now let's jump right into the tea. There's so many things to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is what just came down the news mill. If you remember last year around this time, we were talking about a certain Empire cast member, a certain Smollett, that young fellow who decided to fake his own racially sexual, homophobic hate crime attack. He has been officially indicted on 6 counts for disorderly conduct by a special attorney or a special investigator in Chicago. They are not letting him go. They're not letting him free on this one. So I guess we're going to hear more about this ex-Empire castmate and how he's going to be facing additional charges for his phony hate crime. I can't even talk about that. Now let's roll backwards into Sunday. Sunday was the Oscars. And if you are anything like me, you did not watch them much because most of the award shows are boring, boring. So, I tuned in for the last half when all of the really important awards came down the line, best film, best original song, and so on and so forth. I think Cynthia Erivo was robbed for the Harriet stand-up song because I think she is a phenomenal singer and I think she deserved that. And I want to congratulate the producer and writer of Parasite because he created an Oscar upset by winning and being one of, few people of color represented at the Oscars and, sweeping a lot of the awards. It makes me kind of want to watch the movie a little bit more, but not really, not fully, but kind of. Other than that, the show was bleeding boring. I got to see, who performed that was awesome. Janelle Monáe performed and someone at the end performed. Ooh. No, it's not Billie Eilish. That's not who I'm talking about. Oh, Cynthia Erivo. She performed. And it was, hauntingly beautiful. If you don't know that song, if you haven't watched the movie Harriet and you haven't heard her original song for Harriet, then you need to kind of update yourself because the song is moving, it's emotional, and it's specifically important, I think, and special for this particular time of the year, being Black History Month. So congratulations to all the winners, congratulations to Parasite, and let's hope that the next Oscars will not be so bleeding boring. The next topic we want to talk about real quick is, if you remember, I guess it was last year, if you follow B2K and Bow Wow and the whole, growing up hip hop people, you know that at one point Lil Fizz was dating Omarion's baby mom, ex-girlfriend and baby's mom. And, people were kind of losing their minds over the whole hopping from one dude in one band to another dude in another band. And April, while I don't follow that show very much, I did hear a lot about her, how she, vehemently defended her actions and why she did what she did and why she said what she said in the past. Whatever, besides the point. What a lot of people really fell in love with about this whole story was Omarion and his ability to remain unbothered by them. He, they went on and talked about it. She went on and talked about it. And Omarion never said a bad word about her or him. Always was very respectful. He said, that is the mother of my children, and I hope she and he are happy. Most recently, he was on a radio talk show, and they asked him, how do you feel about the whole situation? What's your feeling on it now, and what's your relationship like with Lil Fizz? And he was basically like, we don't have a relationship, but I would like to maybe one day, in an organic situation and in circumstances, you know, just kind of sit down and have a one-on-one with him. And I think that Omarion reflects what most of us should try to embody in 2020, and that is remaining unbothered by other people and other people's movements. It shouldn't affect you as much as you let it affect you. In Omarion's case, this situation directly affects him and his children and so on and so forth. However, he still remains unbothered and unmoved by the drama going around him. And that's what we need to embody in 2020, ladies and gentlemen. Do not let the bullshit infiltrate your Zen-like energy. If you are trying to find peace, don't let outside energy and entities infiltrate you. Stay positive, stay humble, stay unbothered, and focus on your growth. So I just wanted to shout out Omarion because, I mean, being one of his biggest fans back in the day, I'm also a fan of his energy currently and how he's just remained so calm throughout this whole situation. And hopefully he and Littleface can get back together so they can do one more B2K tour so I can go to that one because I missed the other one. Yeah. And finally, we want to talk about Power. Power. Girl, spoiler alert before I continue, okay? We're going to talk about this real quick. If you have not seen the Power finale, it's Wednesday. I don't know what you doing. Like, you can go to a friend's house. You can stream it online. Everybody and their mother must have been watching this and have been talking about it. So I'm going to dive right in. Power finale. We all kind of knew that it was going to be Tariq, right? Because from like a few seasons, Tariq has been not with his dad on a real-to-real level. Like, he's not been for him. And watching him say to Ghost how, you know, ever since you left us for Angela, nothing has been the same. I felt that. Like, I felt how he felt in that moment, because when you see your family falling apart in front of you because of what you think in your mind is a stupid reason, it's heartbreaking to think that your parents feel like they're putting that reason over you and your family and the happiness of your family and the sanctity of your home. So to see Tariq express emotion about why he's so angry with his father in that moment, and to see Ghost react to it, I was like, oh, I got hit in the gut with that one. But at one point when the back and forth and the monologue was going on between him and Ghost and he was pointing the gun at him, I really thought Tasha was going to bust through that door and yell at Tariq, and either the gun was going to accidentally go off or she was going to come in guns a-blazing and shoot Ghost to avoid Tariq shooting Ghost. But he ended up pulling that trigger, and I knew it. I should have bet money on it because I knew it. And I'm sure a lot of you feel the same. Now, after the ending of the show, and to see Tasha go down the way it's gone down, and to feel like I need more, and then to have the ending of the show just show you how much more there's to come. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 follow-up stories to the show, or background stories, or Lord have mercy, background stories, or whatever the case may be is. I'm super, 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 super excited about it. And I feel like a lot of shows, when they end, you're like, I just need like one more season of explanation, right? But they don't give it to you. So, or if they do, it's like years later, and you're like, eh. But to have this done, I feel like 50 Cent is a genius. I mean, among other things, he is a genius when it comes to shows. My hope, though, is that it doesn't feel like when The Walking Dead kind of did the Fear of the Walking Dead and these little spin-offs here and there, because for me personally, it lost its excitement and its luster, because there was so many different stories and worlds and universes and timelines to follow. So my hope is that this is a clean and very organized and very methodical way of telling either the backstory or the current story, or however they plan to do it. But anyway, Power 50, I salute you, because it's good. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of What We Talking About on Wednesday. Happy Black History Month. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. I'll see you next week. Bye.